All right, now this guy literally has been trying to get through for 3 straight weeks. Every single day, hours on hold, doing whatever he can to get through. 3 weeks. 3 weeks he's had time to think about this call. Rehearse the call. Polish the call. Work the call. Get ready for the call.
Give me back my son.
That guy. The give me back my son guy. 3 freaking weeks. I got to do it. I can't keep this guy on hold for an entire month, can I? Even I wouldn't do that. Lawrence, it's time. Parody Larry, after 3 weeks of waiting on hold, is up right now. Larry, what do you got?
Hey, Jiminy, how are you? Hey, listen, quickly, before I get to my topic, I want to thank the clones for some love and concern when I got rear-ended in my car and called the show from the ER, especially Hawk and my man Jim Bedden. I'm feeling a lot better, but I have a big pain in the neck, like when Josh from Detroit calls you. This call is dedicated to all the lady clones who have been out there. Love Carrie Lammy, love Danica and Winona and Diana, and then there's clone guy Lauren, who was at the yacht club being frisky and slamming down, getting smammered, 10 Mai Tais, and lobbing you a call. So here's a little poem for you from Parody Poetry Lawrence. I think that there will never be a clone as salty as Miss T. Her goal in life, as Rome can see, is to be the queen of the ATP. And then we have Miss Bella B, who fights with tweets, but not at me. Her favorite team is Calgary. I love it when Utah hockey. Our sweetest clone is Dear Marie, who's older than a redwood tree. She watches Rome on her tube TV. Of course she does. She's 93. And lastly, there is Tether Key, who's freezing up in cold GB. She drinks and bakes, it's plain to see. Says lighters up and smoke some tree.
That's not a good call. No.
You don't like that call.
I don't like that call. Not a very
A little
good
background on
call.
that call. Why is he doing a poem? Because World Poetry Day was March 21st. Today is April 5th. He had that thing locked and loaded on March 21st. He called that day. He didn't get through. He called the next day and the next day. He obviously was very happy about that poem. He was not going to let that thing die. Like hell, he wasn't going to get that thing on the air. So he kept calling every single day until he wore me down. Finally, something that he had crafted that he wanted to go with on March 21st, he stays at this thing long enough until I get to the final segment and the final moments of a show on April 5th, and I give in, and he reads that poem. But not before he did that super annoying thing that he always does when he starts off with, before I get to what I called you about.
Do-do-do-do.
Where he just opens up his mouth and spews diarrhea about nothing. Larry, don't do a bunch of things before you get to what you called me about. Get to what you called me about. This shout out to all the lady clones where he's name dropping all these ladies. What was the point of that, Larry? That poem on World Poetry Day would not have worked on World Poetry Day. So that clone on World Poetry Day, or that poem 3 weeks after World Poetry Day, works even worse. Lawrence, you're not getting better at this. You had your moment. The day you bum rushed the set at Super Bowl was as good as it's going to get, Larry. You're just not getting better. Man, I wanted that to work for you too. I really did.
Dun, 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 dun.
Huge call is coming up.